I met all of ReGLOSS when I was in Japan. I met all of them. So basically, I was in the studio. And I heard that ReGLOSS was there too in another room. And I was like, oh, I met only 2 of them so far. Can I go over and meet the rest of them? And they're like, the moment I enter the room, they're like kind of leaving from the other side of the room. So I only see their backs walking away from me. And I'm like, sumimasen, otsukaresama desu. Excuse me, hello. And then they stop for me and they turn around. And the first one that sees me is Ririka. And she's like, ah! And I'm like, oh! And then Laden sees me and Laden absolutely freaks out. Turns out Laden had some alcohol. So Laden with alcohol is, yeah, even more energetic. She was already energetic to begin with. She was so hyper. She was like bouncing around, and also she was carrying her Pom Pom Pudding plushie that I saw her holding when we were streaming from her home. So I feel like she's similar to Shiori in that regard, carrying her favorite plushie around, even though it's a pretty big one. And she was carrying that and like jumping around, and when she saw me, she was like jumping around like, oh my god, Kiara-senpai, 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 yes! She immediately ran to me to give me a hug, and then she kept on bouncing around. Like the other ReGLOSS members are just like standing there, like silent, like oh, senpai. And like watching this chaos unfold with Laden just jumping and bouncing hyperactively. And I'm like, what the? Oh, yeah, she's even more energetic than usual. And then the staff told me that some of them may have had some alcohol. I'm like, oh, that explains a lot. Yeah. She didn't even smell like alcohol, but she definitely acted like she had alcohol. And then she immediately, she was like, like, she already wrote to me like the day before that, you know, she's like working on getting the passport to visit me in Austria. And then she was like updating me like, senpai, I'm getting my passport right now. So yeah, I'm on it right now. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So I say like hi to everybody and I make them introduce themselves to me. They say their name to me. Yeah, they were sweet. They were sweet. Like all the new girls that I didn't talk to before, you know, they were like, oh, senpai, I like your singing. I like this, I like that. And then Ririka, I already knew. So it was more like, hi, nice to see you again. So the moment I talked to Ririka, Raden jumps over from the side. Like they kind of were in a half circle around me. And Raden was on the right side of the circle, and Ririka was on the left side of the circle. And the members I didn't meet before were in the middle of it. So Raden jumps over from the right side of the circle, over to the Ririka side, and completely covers Ririka, and bounces. She's like, Kiara-senpai! Just like trying to get my attention away from Ririka, back to Raden. She's like, look at me, Kiara-senpai! And I'm like, okay, Raden. Calm down. I'm talking to Ririka now, okay? And she's like, okay, gomenasai, gomenasai. She's like, so funny. Oh my god.